Hello. Thank you for joining us for our episode of the Perry Proud Show here in Perry, Georgia. And we want to again thank Megan and the Perfect Pair for allowing us to have our first ever television studio right here in Perry. And as well, ComSouth Channel 100 for their support of this initiative of the Perry Chamber of Commerce. We hope that it is bringing you good information about things going on here in Perry and at the Chamber and keeping you connected with your community. I'm very excited and privileged that this month's guest includes Senator Larry Walker. Senator Walker, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
I'm mighty glad to be here, Darlene. Thanks for having me.
Well, obviously, the whole community's eyes have been on you for the last 16, 18 months through campaigns, through your victory, through your family's transition up to Atlanta. You've now made your second session. And what great changes between your first and your second. You certainly have acquired new leadership roles, which is great for our community, and you represent us so very well, and we are so very proud to call you our own, and we thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm really honored to represent District 20. It's been an exciting experience for my family and I, and it's been a very learning experience, a lot of hard work, but it's been good, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm humbled that the people of District 20 elected me and allowed me to serve in this capacity. District 20 includes Lawrence, Bleckley, Pulaski, and Houston counties. Got a great district, a lot of good things going on, a lot of good people, and it's an honor to represent them.
And I'm glad that you mentioned your whole family. Public service requires the whole family to be engaged and to pay a huge price. And so we thank Adrian and your whole family. I know that that's a great support system for you, and we appreciate what they sacrifice and do for our community as well. Let's go ahead and jump in if we can. Again, I mentioned that from your first session to the second session, you've taken on a whole lot more roles of responsibility, representation for not just District 20, but things that will help the whole state. So if you would make sure that our viewers know the numerous committees that you serve on. I know that this session you were chosen by Governor Deal to be a floor leader and part of that team. And if you would just kind of wrap that up and let us make sure that we all understand those roles that you now have.
Sure. I serve on the Insurance and Labor Committee. I'm in the insurance business. That's my normal job, so that's a natural fit for me. I'm on the Ag and Consumer Affairs Committee. We've got a lot of agriculture and agribusiness in the district, so I'm proud to be on that. I'm on the Veterans, Military Affairs, and Homeland Security Committee. That's, of course, very important with Robins Air Force Base here and also the VA Medical Center in Dublin, and we have a large veteran population in Houston County and in the District 20. This year I was appointed to the Health and Human Services Committee, something I sort of lobbied for. Health care is so important to the well-being, of course, of our citizens, but also economic development. And
it is.
So that's a very complex and complicated issues we deal with on that committee. Big learning curve for me there, but I enjoyed serving there. I'll be on that. All these committees will carry over. We're on a 2-year legislative setup, a biennial legislature. So the committees you're appointed to the year 1, which is what we just finished, you're on those year 2. I'm also on the Agriculture Exposition Authority Overview Committee, which works with the Ag Center here in Perry. Proud to be on that committee. The Ag Center is so important to us. And this year was fortunate to be chosen to be on Governor Deal's floor leader team, administration floor leader team. And what that entails is the governor is super powerful, the most powerful man in the building there, but he is not able to introduce legislation on his own. He has to have a senator or representative do that. So his floor leader team is responsible for introducing his legislation and getting it passed. And it was a very interesting experience. Had a really good staff. Got to see sort of the inner workings of the executive committee and see how they approach issues and their perspective on things. and enjoyed working with our team. We had a very good team, and feel like that puts me in a position also to better serve my district, because
Right.
I have a direct contact with the governor more than I would have otherwise.
And it is so vital for communities when our leaders get appointed to those key positions. It is such a, like you say, a direct connection. And we thank you for that you are always pushing forward to make sure that District 20's needs are being at the forefront. As some of the committees that you serve, I know their connection and some of the successes that are coming from those connections and those committees and those roles. You mentioned serving in the ag field here in our region, and this next budget has some great benefits for the fairgrounds and agricultural community, because it all fingers out through the whole state, and I'm not sure everyone realizes the importance of that agri center. It is not just the fair that comes once a year. Huge growth teaching. Can you tell us about the benefits coming in the next budget for
We had
fairgrounds?
did very well with the budget. The budget is the only thing we're required by the state constitution to actually do, and we were successful in the budget to get funding for the Ag Center to build a new equine and livestock arena. It's will be a climate controlled arena. The appropriation is $8.7 million for the design, building, and the equipment for that arena.
Wow.
And what we're seeing at the Ag Center has been tremendously successful. They're attracting almost 1 million visitors a year. I think last year it was 940,000 people, something in that range.
Yes.
But it's so popular and it's so much demand that they're having to turn shows away. Also, the large national shows want to be able to they need multiple arenas to be able to for us to be able to attract them. They want to and also we can have multiple shows going on at the same time. But once this is complete, this will put us, we'll be the top of the line facility in the nation. We'll be able to attract national shows, and it'll just further increase the number of visitors we have in the area and be a real economic boom for the area.
That is so exciting, because it's like you say, it's going to be an economic boom for many of our industries already here, and our service industries, our members and our businesses. But when those things get in place, tourism's going to increase, because we're going to be able to attract those convention hotels, those conference centers, restaurants, things that will really help grow the service industries that are needed for those types of shows. So that's very exciting.
I'm very excited about that. Also, we were able to get funding for the expansion of the Georgia Grown building, and I don't know how many of the viewers have visited the Georgia Grown building during the fair, but it showcases Georgia agriculture. We're going to double the size of the Georgia Grown building, and it's going to include a live birthing center for livestock.
Wow.
And other fairs have this, and apparently it's like the number one attraction. So I'm anxious to see that, but I'm told it's going to be very, very popular. So that's a big expenditure there too. Also included in the budget was pay raises for state law enforcement officers, pay raises for teachers, some much needed pay raises for DFACs, caseworkers. We're having a lot of turnover in that area because of the pay is not competitive, so that's very important. Overall, it was a very good budget. The state budget is right at $25 billion,
Wow.
24,977, and we draw down about another $25 billion of federal funds. So the state of Georgia is a big operation. We have 10.3 million people now. We're a growing state, and it's a big business.
Well, and we certainly appreciate all the efforts that go into that. Those are numbers that most of us just can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
And it shows the importance of choosing your local representatives, carefully, because the program of work in chamber world, we call it our yearly program of work, and it all has to be broken down and attached to a budget line item. Just imagine what it takes to run the Georgia State's program of work. I mean, that's just beyond my comprehension, I'm certain, and must be done with segmented attention being given to these matters. And we certainly thank you for that. Love to hear that our state is taking that progressive leadership to make sure that those that keep us safe, those that train our workforce, train our children, teach them that they're going to be better compensated, because what a loss for a nation if we don't do things like that. And thank you for that as well. Another thing that kind of was birthed out of Houston County, in every part of life there's the good, the bad, the ugly. We had some ugly in 2013, an incident with a gentleman in a store that committed what is now a crime because it wasn't to begin with, and it's called upskirting. And with that being kind of unfortunately discovered, I'm certain that it didn't start here in Houston County, but out of that something good has come, because up until that incident it was not considered, he wasn't particularly breaking laws, correct?
Right. What we had was a grocery store clerk following a lady through the grocery store. She was shopping, and unbeknownst to her, he was taking pictures with his cell phone camera up her dress. He was convicted. That was later overturned by the Georgia Court of Appeals, because our law did not give you an expectation of privacy in a public place. So we had to close that loophole, and most people, and I would have thought that was illegal already, but the court deemed that it was not. Our law was not specific enough, so I worked closely with Representative Blackman and others, but he put a ton of work into it, and it ended up passing on SB Senate Bill 104 to make it clearly illegal to do that.
And we thank you. We thank you for that partnership. Other parts of our country may have trouble reaching across, the hallways, but we know that here in Georgia and in our area in particular, that we've got great partnerships between our state representatives and our senator here, and we thank y'all for that.
Yeah, the strength of we have a great delegation for Houston County, and it's a real strength for us. The money for the Ag Center, that's something that took a big team effort. Both House and Senate and the governor's office contributed to that. So it's not something I did by myself. I certainly worked on it, but it was definitely a team effort.
Well, we thank you for pushing that forward. And real quickly, we have just a few more moments. We are, as you already mentioned, you serve with the veterans issues, and this is something that I personally, until I saw your notes that you sent me for the session, hadn't thought much about, sadly. Tell us about the Veterans Affairs, and in particular focusing on our women veterans, please.
Sure. This was a governor's bill that I was fortunate enough to be able to carry, but we passed legislation to establish a women's veterans office in the Georgia Department of Veterans Services. And I was not aware of this, but we have about 100,000 female veterans now in Georgia. It's about 15% of our veteran population. And female veterans face a lot of the same issues as the male veterans, but they have some unique issues unique to them. Unfortunately, their suicide rate is higher than their male counterparts. I think their divorce rate's higher. They're younger than our male veteran population. Most of them are still in the workforce. Mm-hmm. They have child care issues. Of course, they have different OBGYN issues, that kind of thing. So we want somebody to be an advocate for our women veterans. So it'll be the director of that program will be a female veteran, somebody that can relate to the issues that women veterans face, and she'll be an advocate to make sure that they are accessing the veteran benefits that they have earned through the VA and GI Bill, that kind of thing, and also address some of the other challenges they have in the workplace, some of the military sexual trauma issues, that kind of thing. So real proud that we were able to get that done.
And that is something that we should be proud of. Obviously, it goes not unnoticed that we are in a military community. We have the base, we have Vector, we have many issues and outreaches to serve our veterans. But obviously this is a need that, again, I wouldn't have thought of and did not know those statistics. So thank you for finding a need for a certain group of our veterans and making sure that those get addressed, because they are very much important to the continued success of our area, our state, and our nation. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed being with us this morning. Senator Walker, again, thank you. And we're going to make sure that we have his contact information at the bottom of the screen. For all that live in District 20, please reach out. Senator Walker wants to hear from you, wants
Absolutely.
to know what his constituents want to be focused on in the upcoming sessions. We have him back in the community for a while to gear up and to talk with the constituents and with those in the community to see what's important to you. So stay tuned. We've got another section of the Perry Proud Show. We're going to focus on our upcoming Independence Parade and Freedom Fireworks. It goes hand in hand with what Senator Walker does for us in our state. We're going to be celebrating our nation's birthday. Hello, I'm Darlene McLendon, President and CEO of the Perry Area Chamber of Commerce. I invite you to join me on Channel 100 ComSouth for our monthly Perry Proud Show. This show is about you, your community, some of the great things happening in it, and the information that you need to get the most out of living here in Perry, Houston County, and our surrounding communities. Again, it's on Channel 100 ComSouth, and I do hope that you find your way to join us either on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday, 10:30 a.m. or 8 p.m. Again, we hope that we bring you many, many reasons that you are Perry proud. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed hearing from Senator Walker and that you will reach out to him with your thoughts, questions, ideas that you need him to be aware of to serve you better. It is with great pleasure and excitement that we now move toward one of our favorite parts of the show, and that's when we get to focus on things that are upcoming in the community. The Perry Chamber of Commerce is privileged to get to be one of the community organizations that brings some huge quality of life events into Perry. And we are so privileged, again, with our partnership with ComSouth Channel 100, that they are great partners, that they don't just produce this Perry Proud Show, but they also cover our events. And it's my understanding that they've got some great coverage of the recent Dogwood Festival running on Channel 100. So please reach out to them if you would like to know the schedule. You can reach out to ComSouth directly and find those time slots that they have placed those filmings in. Also, we love it when our communities are growing together, our sister communities, and we're very excited that you can also watch some coverage of the Harness Festival over in Hawkinsville. They're a great community, and we are so excited and proud of what they do. The only thing I wish was our two events didn't happen on the same weekend so we could both go watch and support each other, because they're a great community of ours in the region. With me this morning to focus on a little bit of an upcoming event for us, we have Dale Williams. He is the 2017 board chair for the Chamber of Commerce here in Perry and has served 4 years, we determined, on our special events committee. Dale, thank you for being with us.
My privilege. We're glad to be here this morning. Very proud.
Very, very proud. Absolutely, absolutely. And everyone knows Bonnie. And if you didn't know Bonnie before our recent Dogwood Festival here in Perry, I hope that you had the opportunity to visit with her at the information booth. Congratulations, Bonnie. One of the biggest Dogwood Festival arts and crafts event ever in Perry. And those kudos go directly and squarely on Bonnie's desk. She does such a great job at that event.
Well, I don't do it all by myself. The Special Events Committee and all our volunteers did a great job on putting all that together. And we added about 15 vendors this year, and we had a waiting list. So we were very excited about the quality of vendors we were able to get for our show this year, and just that it keeps getting bigger and better every year.
Well, and it does. I enjoyed walking around, and you're correct. The quality of vendors was just pristine this year. I mean, it was really an awesome opportunity. If you couldn't find something in town, I don't know what you were looking for, because everything was covered. Everything was covered. We had some new events this year, of which we're very excited. We had the Vintage Fashion Show and Tea, and we're pretty sure that's going to be an annual event, as well as Alba House brought on a Walk, Pray, Love, kind of like if you're not ready to run a 5K, just come out and walk with us. Matter of fact, they'll pray for you on your way. And so that was another great addition to this year's event. And always pushing forward, and newer and bigger and better. Speaking of pushing forward, our next Dogwood Festival is the Big 3-0. It has a birthday, so
we're so excited about that.
Tell us some of the things that we're doing in special for the 30th.
I know for the 30th we are going to do a contest for the art piece for this upcoming year. So that information will be out soon. And so look for it on our website.
Absolutely. And our Facebook. If you're not following the Perry Chamber on Facebook, I don't know why. You need to click that like and follow tab, and we can keep you in the loop. Well, I think I've done enough wrap-up, catch-up from the Dogwood. I'm going to kind of give it over to y'all, and we're going to jump into the fireworks and tell us what's new and exciting, or what's coming on the horizon that we need to make sure that the public is involved in helping us. I believe we've got a Grand Marshal process.
Yeah, we are, as we do every year, we're trying to get nominees from the community for our hometown hero, and we'd like for people to fill out the form or contact the chamber to make their nominations of a veteran or that has served our country and that has a tie to Perry or to this area and this community, and have them among those that we select from each year to represent us as our Grand Marshal.
That brings up, a few years back, we refocused this whole day to focus on our hometown heroes, and so I'm so excited about that. And it is a nomination process, as Dale mentioned. There's a form that we can send you, or you can find it shortly on the website.
Yeah, we're going to put it out through all of our every way that we can put it out. We'll be sending out a constant contact email to several thousand people that we have in our database, and we'll put it up on Facebook. We'll put it on our website. You can call the chamber, 987-1234, and request one. We love choosing someone local to be our Grand Marshal of the parade, and just someone who deserves recognition. And this is honestly one of my favorite events because, Middle Georgia is just so patriotic, and I think it really is wonderful that we get to honor these people who serve for us. And I come from a military family, so it's very special to me.
Well, and Bonnie led into a great point that we want to make sure that our audience is aware of. There's a whole week of celebration. Perry is blessed. We get to kick it off. We have the only parade for the 4th of July celebration, and our event is on Sunday, June 25th, and the parade will start at 6 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am, 6 o'clock, and then we will follow the parade up to the fairgrounds and have the fireworks event. It starts at 7, and then the fireworks will go off at dark whenever it's appropriate.
Correct. We have to wait and make sure that it is dark enough to enjoy fireworks, because they're quite costly. We don't want to pay for them and then go off when the sun is still too bright. So very excited about that. And again, this hometown hero, it is anywhere in Houston County. This is a Houston County event. We're just very privileged that it goes to the middle of downtown Perry, and we do hope that you all come out and enjoy and join us, and from Fort Valley and from Hawkinsville, come on over and be with us on June 25th. That is a Sunday afternoon. And then you'll still have time to go into your other communities and do whatever they're doing closer to the 4th of July. Our entertainment this year at the fairgrounds is going to be the Celebration Band, a local hometown hero of a different sort, Mr. Bill O'Neill, and he is a very big part of that band. We're excited about having them this year. And Dale, I'm sure that you probably have a favorite part of the day. What's your favorite part of the day on that?
Well, there's the fun part of it that, and what's unique about it is people from the community can get involved in so many different ways. They can have their organization just walk in the parade, or they can go to the extent of building floats and really dressing up, cars or trucks and displaying their business or their group in that way. And people always enjoy seeing people get in a little different atmosphere there and present themselves in a parade that way. But for me, it all comes down to the very end. Having a very patriotic sense, I guess, about it. But when the fireworks go off and the patriotic music is choreographed with that fireworks and the lights go down out on the fairgrounds, you really get a sense of value and appreciation for what we have in this community and in this country as a whole. And I think that's really what the whole day is and that week is about. And that's what separates this event from other events that we have. Right. Is at this time, all of our events is focused on family fun and community involvement, and this event is no different. However, this event has that motivation factor where we're wanting to recognize and acknowledge our veterans and our current military and the historic events that have shaped our country and in a sense shaped each and every one of us. And that's what this event's about, and we hope people enjoy the fun, the fellowship, but also get that sense of patriotic pride that comes with that day.
And you're right. Our parade is always led off with leadership from the base.
Yes.
And so you're going to see leadership from the base. You're going to see some of their vehicles. You're going to see the Boy Scouts. I mean, it is a day filled of giving honor to those that have given so much and that are raising young men with the Boy Scouts to show patriotism and to put, God and country and those platforms that our country was built upon. And it's a great privilege that we get to honor those men and women that have served so much and given so much, and their families. A lot of people overlook. Bonnie says she grew up in a military family. I did not, but just since I've been in this part of the community and the state, seeing what the families pay a price to let our men and women serve our country. It is a tremendous, tremendous opportunity to give a little bit back and to say thank you. And not only do we pick a veteran as our Grand Marshal, but tell us about the trams. We have trams filled with veterans too.
We do, and we have trams set for the veterans to ride in. So if you are a veteran and you'd like to be in the parade, all you have to do is let us know. Again, 987-1234. Let us know that you want to be in the parade, and we'll set you up to ride on the trams. They're run by the city, so the city of Perry is a great partner of ours in everything that we do. But we do have those trams ready for those to ride. And I was going to say that my favorite part of the event is the parade and watching those kids on the sidelines. I have some really great pictures of kids waving flags, and I think about those little babies being taught that this is how we honor, people who serve for us, and them being taught the patriotism and what that means. And so, I mean, it's just really awesome to see that. And what Dale was saying, if you want to be in the parade, your business or individuals, anybody, groups that want to be in the parade, they can let us know. We'd love to have a really, really long parade. That would be our goal, wouldn't it, Dale?
Oh, yeah. Since I usually lead off on it, up there, I like to sort of get at the front, and then at the end, I sometimes forget how long it is as I'm waiting at the end to bring everybody through at the fairground.
And then you get to see them come through.
It's like, oh, I didn't realize we had this many folks.
But people are so patriotic, and companies are patriotic, and we just want to show that. I know, Dale, you guys are in the parade every year, aren't you?
Yes, we are, and it's a great opportunity, as I said before, to sort of acknowledge and give back to folks. You get recognized as your business or your group, but at the same time, you're expressing an appreciation to someone that really gave us that opportunity.
That is true. That is true. And I want to make sure that our viewers are aware that we look forward to our Independence Parade and our Freedom Fireworks, because to come on the field at the fairgrounds, there is no admission fee. Mm-hmm. Now, the children's activities have a fee that is set by that purveyor of those events and the bouncy houses, but we open up the fairgrounds. Come be entertained. Bring your blankets. Bring your children. Bring your Frisbee. Unfortunately, you'll have to leave your pets and any alcohol at home.
Or personal fireworks.
No personal fireworks. No personal fires. There was someone that kind of had a little campfire going when Simon passed. Can't have that. Got to keep it safe. The Perry Military Affairs Committee also has a military tent at this event, and that is for our community leaders to build closer relationships with the leadership at Robins Air Force Base and some veterans that we invite in, and airmen. Last year, the Military Affairs Committee wanted to be specific that serving current airmen were selected to be in that tent as well, because that's our Military Affairs Committee's focus, is to serve the airmen that are serving our country. Well, I'm so excited. I know y'all are excited. I know all the time that's put in on the Special Events Committee. You mentioned also the volunteers. I want to tell you, there's a little parade going on the side of the parade, and that's usually the golf carts provided by Mike's Golf Cart, great partner of the Chamber, and that's our volunteers that decorate their golf cart, decorate their heads, They have red, white, and blue going all over. So be sure to say hello and thank you to them as well, because the Chamber couldn't do what we do without our volunteers. And they start with the committee levels, and they also put feet in the street to make these events happen for you in our community. Anything else we need to make sure that we acknowledge or discuss?
I'd like to just also acknowledge the sponsors that help make this possible. Part of the way we're able to have the fairgrounds open like that with no fee is the sponsorship.
Yes.
And we appreciate each and every one of those, because, again, they help make each one of these events special and unique in its own way.
And if you are interested in a sponsorship, please reach out to the Chamber. Ask to speak with me, Darlene, or Bonnie. We can all get you online for a level that is comfortable for you. We are trying to get everything wrapped up, logistics, with our nominations and our sponsors by May the 8th, so that we have time to make sure that we market it. This event will be marketed again throughout the community, and we look forward to including any and all that are wanting to join us and be part of that event. Well, thank you, Dale, again for serving us in every way that we ask for your help and your guidance.
Well, thank you and Bonnie for sort of keeping me straight, telling me where I need to be.
Oh, it is always such a pleasure. And Bonnie, thank you, and thank you for all the hard work that you put into all of our events. And we want to thank you for watching and joining in with us. Please reach out to the Chamber. Let us know what you would like to have shown and discussed on the Perry Proud, and we will make sure that we address those issues. Again, thank you, ComSouth Channel 100, and thank you to The Perfect Pair. And we will see you next month. And as always, try to find ways to make sure that you are always Perry Proud.